So what is earnest money? How much do you need? Let's talk about it. Earnest money is a gesture of good faith from the buyer to a seller in a real estate transaction. As a buyer, when you go under contract, meaning you have an accepted offer between both the buyer and the seller, it's the buyer's responsibility to put a little skin in the game. Now this means you're putting down part of your down payment. This is called earnest money. So for an example, let's say you're planning on putting $20,000 down on the purchase of your home, and you're buying a $500,000 home. What I would say is the standard or the accepted earnest money is 1% of the purchase price. Now there's no definition of this anywhere that says it's mandatory or it's required, but that's what we commonly see as a good earnest money deposit. So you put your $5,000 down as soon as you go under contract, and it's held at a title company, which is the middle party between both the buyer and seller. Now, if you go through with that transaction after all of your home inspection, your appraisal, and you're happy, when you go to the closing table, you bring the remaining $15,000 of your down payment because you've already paid $5,000 of earnest money. Subtract that from your $20,000 down payment, bring the remaining $15,000 to closing. Now, earnest money is fully refundable, meaning refundable. Earnest money is fully refundable, meaning that if you go into the transaction, you just don't feel good, you do a home inspection and it turns out it's not the right house for you. If you cancel within the home inspection period, typically this is anywhere between 10 to 15 days, you cancel the transaction, you get that earnest money back. It's fully refundable. Now, if you try and cancel your transaction at the very end, like a couple of days before, outside of that inspection period, the buyer will lose their earnest money. Now, hopefully this is helpful when explaining the earnest money, and we'll go over some other tactics to be strategic. For example, if you're trying to get really aggressive with your offer and you really want to impress the seller, increasing your earnest money to a very high amount that still fits your budget and your down payment can really show a sign of strength as a buyer. That's a friendly tip to help you get a better deal and get your offers accepted.